What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to a very special episode of Technically Movie Mondays. It's a movie review, Sean.
On a Monday.
I am joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Seán Meighan. We used to do a weekly movie show. We went to monthly, but now there's a little movie that came out a few weeks ago called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So we thought it'd be pretty fun to drop a movie review here on all of your podcast platforms to everyone listening to this.
And the beauty is that we're talking about this movie and we're excited about it and not burned out by having had to talk about every news leading up to it for the past 4 months.
And you know what? I didn't watch any trailers.
I didn't watch any trailers for this. I was so happy.
So if you give us a like and review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, if you've never listened to one of our reviews before, we have, by the way, like there's loads of them over on the Patreon. We've also done loads of them for Movie Mondays as well over the last year and a bit. But yeah, we normally just kind of do general spoilers straight from out the gate. So if you have not seen the movie, I would recommend going to watch it before listening to this episode to find out our thoughts.
And why would you recommend watching it, Conor? Do you think it's a good movie?
I think it is. Yes. I think it's yes.
I also think it's a good movie. It's probably...
But we can't trust what you say, because you also said Ant-Man Quantumania was okay.
I don't think that's unfair, that it's okay. It's not the worst one. It's not the worst one.
Yeah, well, I suppose. It's like getting kicked in the balls instead of the head. Wait, no.
Which would you rather? No, we're off topic. Guardians Volume 3 is a very good film, and I think you're not going to like this. I think it's my favourite Guardians movie.
Okay, well, look, you're absolutely okay to say that, Sean. I'm not going to fight you, right? We're not going to fall out over this.
I know you're a Guardians 1 stan.
I am, yes. I will die on the hill the Guardians 1 is the best movie of the Marvel movies. Just because it has no right to be that good. It's coming from a much further distance out than, say, Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, where
you had to make up a lot of ground.
But yeah, so look, there's a lot to talk about with this movie. What I wanted to start with was, by the way, this is just a review, so we don't really have anything else to plug. We have socials and all that stuff, but you'll
get it. It's fine. You're smart people.
They're all down below. But yes, what I wanted to start with was, this movie's a long time coming.
Yeah.
It was meant to come in 2020 and then, of course, got pushed back because there was a little thing called James Gunn getting fired. Then they realised they wanted him back. And now he's head of DC. Like, it's been a weird 5 years for the man.
Like, they had it teed up, like, to just have like a slam dunk. This movie should have come out years ago, but maybe it wouldn't have been as good. Because I feel, because he got the run at DC and he got to do like the Suicide Squad, this movie is way more James Gunn than any other Marvel movie is like its director.
Yeah, I think that... actually, I did want to ask you a question. As a trilogy...
Yeah.
I think this is the best one.
Oh, totally. And like, it's designed as it... From the start, there was going to be 3 Guardians movies. James Gunn was going to do all of them.
So you're telling me he had an idea for all 3 of them?
Imagine the follow through. It's unprecedented. But he did an interview.
Yeah, like Lucasfilm is just like, what? What are you doing?
Taking notes. They're all in the Disney cafeteria together. But no, James Gunn did an interview during the week, and he was saying that Guardians 1 was about the mother, Guardians 2 is about the father, and Guardians 3 is about the self. And it's like, that's perfect. That's what you need. That's how Quill grows. That's how every character grows in all of this.
And this universe needed this big time. But I also think the reason why this movie works so well is because it has nothing to do with the rest of the stuff that is shit around it.
Yeah, like everything happened, and there is reference made to the fact that like Rocket and Nebula were alone for 5 years. Like Quill,
and you can see that in the movie. They have like a connection.
Yeah, like they care about each other because that was all they had. Rocket loves the Zune because he had that for 5 years while Quill was gone. Like, the Christmas special is referenced in the fact that Mantis is his sister. Like,
and the big one, Gamora.
Yeah.
I know, like, for the way I would see this, James Gunn did not want to kill Gamora. I think there was rumours he wanted to kill her at the end of 2, but if he wanted to kill her, he didn't want to bring her back, which was obviously a Russo brothers or maybe a Disney decision.
There's a couple
that they wanted
of those
all
in
the
this.
Guardians.
Yeah.
And so there's a few things that you can see that, like, they were just kind of given to him. Probably didn't want it that way, but it's written in such a fucking great way that you're kind of like, I think maybe he was okay. I think he actually made it work better than it could have been.
Honestly, like the Gamora stuff in this is really interesting. Like, and it's fun as a comic book reader to be like, oh no, that's a version of the character that I know, but they didn't go through all of that, and this is how it plays now. I also the fact that Thor is not mentioned at all in this movie.
Never mentioned.
Like,
but you know, right? Like, James Gunn didn't know Love and Thunder was going to get shit on so much. Like, so he couldn't have known that. But then, by that same logic, you would then think he probably didn't want that team up either. I also think Taika probably didn't want that team up. I think, once again, that was more just a decision. Wouldn't it be cool if we put them together? And then both directors were like, yeah, but within the first 5 minutes, we're just going to disassociate completely with that idea.
Like, it'll be a cameo and that's it, kind of a thing. And, like, I think, yeah, it's far enough removed from everything, but also close enough tied in. It's believable that the Guardians aren't intricately involved with every storyline that's happening on Earth, because they have a galaxy to get around. And I like it, and it picks up. I think this is set something like 10 years after Guardians Volume 2.
Yeah, I was trying to work out the math. So obviously it's 5 years, they're gone.
Yeah.
And then another 4 years on top of that, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, because, like, Groot has aged. That's one of the big ones. But then also, yeah, like 5 years of the blip, or the snap, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The dusting. That all happens.
Yeah,
so
I think it's like 9 or 10 years later. So,
yeah.
I mean, they're all still looking very well. Fair fucks. Oh, actually, somebody who I want to give a shout, everyone is kind of a standout in this movie. I don't really know if there's... by the way, if you don't know, we like the movie. Sean, like the movie?
Like the movie.
I think it's fucking fantastic. I've read some things where people didn't really like it, and I can't understand that whatsoever, because it's very, very good, and at least 6 people around me in the cinema were crying at the same time.
Oh man, I cried a couple of times in this movie, man.
Multiple times.
Got me. It just fucking got me. I also laughed, like properly laughed at points as well.
It's a movie just what this kind of said to me was, like, it's just a movie comfortable in itself. It knows exactly what it fucking wants to do, and it just knocks out of parks. Like, these are the points we want to hit, and nobody's disagreeing, because it's like, no, James, you know exactly what, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see at the start, he executed it perfectly. And we all just got to respect that, the comedy and the emotion.
Yeah, and all of those actors, except for maybe the likes of like Zoe Saldana and Bradley Cooper, like, a lot of them, if it weren't for James Gunn making Guardians of the Galaxy, they wouldn't be as massive and household namey as they are now. So I
think that Chris Pratt is not good in other movies, but he's fucking excellent as Peter Quill.
He is perfect as Star-Lord. Like,
I can't figure it out. Like, him in the Jurassic World movies, I'm like it's fine. Like, he's grand, but he doesn't have the same... I don't know what it is, but in this movie especially, he is such a fucking standout. And he does get shit on a lot because he's in every animated movie now, and he's and he does a lot of things off camera that's not a bit iffy as well. But as Star-Lord, for 2.5 hours, I'm like, you are the perfect person to play this role, and you are killing it.
Because Star-Lord, apart from like any other character, Star-Lord has massive glaring flaws.
Yes. And like, he's an idiot, but he's also not an idiot.
He's an idiot, he's brave, he's dumb, he's stupid, but he's smart.
But he's loyal. He's loyal to the nth degree. He will just die for his friends.
He's and he's clever and he's cunning and all this kind of stuff. But also this is the best. Okay, so Iron Man 2, major plot point of that is that Tony Stark has a drinking problem, and it's played for laughs in a party where he pisses in the Iron Man suit. Whereas in this, Quill is on his own, depressed, drinking during the day in a bar, and has to be carried out for what seems like multiple times by his friends because he's such a mess.
Because Drax says, "Oh, it's happened again." Yeah,
just that in itself, in the first 5 minutes of what is seen as the comedy, superhero
what
team.
I would say is, I don't think it's a perfect movie, and I think it's weird that they bring that up and they never touch on it again, the drinking thing. Mm-hmm. But I think they wanted that moment where he's like, I fucked up. Oh, Jesus, I'm after letting Rocket down as well. I let everyone I know I lose. And I think they wanted that moment. I would have liked them to go a bit further with it, because it's only ever touched on in that scene and then kind of moved on. But it's also not played for a laugh, which is good.
It's uncomfortable to watch it. The Quill stuff I really, really like in this. This is Rocket's movie though.
Oh yeah.
That little
I think it's Rocket and Quill. But Rocket's the driving force and Quill's just behind him.
Yeah, and oh man, the fact that most of this is told and it's Rocket's backstory, that's most of Rocket's storyline in this. Heartbreaking, first of all. But second of all, it will come to this later, but I just really want to fast forward to this because it's my favourite bit in the movie, is where it's after they save Rocket and they're talking over the comms and you just hear Rocket's voice say, well, at least we're all okay. And it's everyone's reaction and everyone's vibe changes and they're just fucking happy their friend is alive.
You know what? That moment was the bit that got me. Dude. When Mantis just goes, Rocket, we love you very much and we're happy that you're alive.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then I was just like, oh no, I'm gone.
I'm in bits. Lads, you can't keep doing this to me. That
CGI raccoon is going to get me.
Oh, I cried so much. It was great.
Because I didn't actually cry at the Lila getting shot bit, because I was like, oh, she's dead all day.
Yeah.
When she got shot, I was like, oh, that's really sad. But it was that moment that I was just like, Rocket, we love you. We're so happy that you're alive. And there's a moment where Nebula's crying, and then I'm crying, everyone's around me is crying. There was sniffling non-stop for the last 40 minutes.
Oh man, it was insane. And also Floor, the bunny, having a panic attack when Lila gets shot. Oh my god.
Lads.
Okay.
I want to talk about the villain.
High evolutionary.
Man. I mean, Sean, it might be the best villain. The first Guardians has the worst villain. One of the worst villains in all of Marvel.
Because it's just the most 6 out of 10.
Which doesn't make it, because the movie, that's what I'm talking about. That movie is so good but it shouldn't be. That villain is so terrible that it doesn't make any sense.
It should actively bring the movie down.
It should actively, but it doesn't. This movie is brought up an extra level or two because the villain is so evil, so awful. Every time he's on screen, you want to fist fight him. You're just like, I want to throw hands with this man. He is an awful person.
This dude is scarier than Kang.
Yes.
It's
Chakotay Iwuji. I hope that pronounced that correctly. That actor is fucking amazing. Absolutely kills it in the role. Eating scenery all day, but just every time he's on screen, you're just like, you're genuinely the worst. And we have a group of idiots that have good hearts, but they're dumb, and we're just we just want them to succeed against this really smart person who's just awful.
Yeah, and he's unapologetically awful, and you can tell it from the start. But then, when he goes full raving lunatic, Like, and look, it's kind of a departure from the high evolutionary that's in the comics. They have the whole, like, perfect world, experimenting on animals, all that kind of thing. But he's less... He's more scientific in the comics, whereas this dude is just... He is a ball of rage and paranoia. Like, and I love it. And
he's just willing to blow it all up. He's like, that wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
I'll just kill everyone. I don't care.
I've made sentient life and I will destroy it.
And the moment when Rocket comes up with the solution and he's just like, how did you know?
Yeah.
How did you know that? And it's not like, wow, I have respect for you. It's, I want to kill you now because you are not better than me. I am God. God doesn't exist and that is why I am here, is what he says.
That's such a fucking raw line. Oh, it's so good.
Just everything to do with Rocket and the flashbacks. There was one or two complaints that, like, the flashbacks aren't always in order, so it's not just like, it just kind of cuts back to the flashback sometimes, and sometimes it's like Rocket thinking about the flashback. I don't really have any issue with that whatsoever.
No, I was never confused as to what was happening.
I understand that is a flashback, and I'm like, that's fine, that's probably young Rocket, and he's a baby, and he's playing tag with his friends, and they're gonna go to the new world, Sean.
Oh, they are. They're gonna go to the forever and beautiful sky. Oh my God.
Oh, thieves.
Jesus Christ.
Not thieves.
Heavens no, not thieves.
He was the best one.
He was the best of us. Like, it's... And also, this movie is way weirder. Like, there's a whole space station made of flesh.
That's fucking weird, but also very James Gunn.
Very James Gunn. There's body horror in this movie, my friend.
Yeah, there is. And I actually think it was a great thing that got pushed back. That, as you said, he got to do the Suicide Squad, because that is 18s. There's a lot of body horror in that as well.
Yeah.
And I think, like, with that time away, you kind of come back to this and you're just like, I have new ideas. I have different ways that we could shoot these scenes that are a bit more, like, visceral. That we could get across. It's PG-13 somehow still.
Like, and it's right on the limit of what is PG-13. Like, the fucking Rocket claws a man's face off.
He does. And, like, Nebula gets all of her arms and legs broken constantly.
Yeah.
Mantis has her arm broken by...
we talked
Sean,
about
what
Adam.
did you think of Big Adam?
I think people might have a problem with it. I think that's the way you do Adam Warlock now. Because
I didn't have an issue with it.
No, Adam Warlock in the comics was like this being that he was just known as, I think, him for the first time, like his first experience. And it was this group of scientists wanted to make the perfect human, and him was born, and then he flew off and started learning about things, and he came back like a pompous god asshole. And then now in Guardians, he's born, but he's literally a child. Like, he's the body of a fucking, like, a god, but he has no experience. He has no other outlook on the world other than what his mother told him.
But I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with having a character that isn't, like, they don't have to be in every scene. So there was complaints that, like, he was barely in it, but that's also fine. Enough? I think this goes back to, and I'm going to call it the WandaVision problem, where I think online we come up with our own story. Adam Warlock's in this. He's the big bad. He's going to be in this movie for at least an hour and 20 minutes. He's got to be. And we build it up and build it up and build it up. But I actually think me and you, we didn't watch anything to do with this. And I was like, oh, Adam Warlock's in it. That's all I know. I'm not even going to look further into it or speculate on how much he's going to be in it. And going in, I was just like, okay, he's the inciting factor. He comes in, he fucks the whole Guardians up, absolutely nearly kills Rocket, and then you're like, Jesus, he's a big bad. He goes back, High Evolutionary just basically nearly chokes him out immediately, and you're like, oh, there's now a level.
Now I know the power balance here.
But the High Evolutionary, he's another 5 levels above.
And the like with Adam Warlock, a character that powerful, in like as powerfully as, like, he wipes the floor with the Guardians. It's no challenge. Like, that character against anyone else in the Marvel universe just walks all over him. So you make him inexperienced, and that's the way you overcome it. And he also it also lets the Guardians grow, because they're like, oh no, everyone deserves a second chance, which wouldn't have happened in the first movie.
I think it's way more boring if he's in it as the High Evolutionary's bodyguard for the whole movie.
It's just worse.
It's a way more boring. I would rather he's just kind of a fucking gung-ho, out and he's kind of with the High Evolutionary, but he's just a loose cannon. And he pops up every now and then, but he's not the main focal point. The focal point is Rocket's story and them trying to save Rocket. So all he needs to do is nearly kill Rocket and then fuck off. Yeah. And then they're like, right, Rocket's nearly dead, and the High Evolutionary is the reason why we need to figure out something to save him. Who knows that? Okay, the person that experimented on him for years, he's the new big bad. Yeah, and
I like how Nebula has experience with he makes a lot of the upgrade, that company makes a lot of the upgrades that she got from Thanos and all that. Also, wild that Adam Warlock and Thanos will never meet each other in this universe, because they're
that is a weird situation, but also
enemies.
kind of I don't know, I think it's neat.
No, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all. But I just think it's it's an interesting observation.
I was also going to say, when you mentioned Nebula, Karen Gillan, this might surprise you, is fucking unreal in this movie. Just fantastic.
The shit out of it.
Have you ever seen her be bad at anything, actually?
I don't genuinely think so.
Don't think so.
She's just always been excellent.
She's just outrageously good at doing stuff on the screen. And, all of them. So you have Pratt, you have Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista. The man, he's killing it.
Batista's whole arc of being he's not a destroyer, he's a father.
Actually, though, one of the best scenes of this whole movie is the bit between Mantis and Nebula, when they're just and Nebula's he's a fucking moron, and he's going to ruin all of our day, he's going to kill us all. And Mantis is I know he's an idiot, but he's the only one who doesn't fucking hate himself in this team, and he makes us laugh, and isn't that enough sometimes?
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
When those three are on the High Evolutionary ship together, that is absolutely James Gunn responding to online comments being why is this person on the team? Because we see Drax is he's a good fighter and he's strong, he gets them into the ship, but also he is able to talk to the children and relate to them and not be a fucking dickhead for 2 minutes. Mantis, there's three big monsters that they are locked in a cage with. That is the monster that they fight at the start of Guardians 2.
At the start of number 2, yeah.
That it takes the whole team to take down. And then Mantis takes out 3 of them with just her powers of calming them. Not looking for a fight. And this teaches Nebula to be a leader and to be her own person, to not just be the muscle, the mercenary kind of type.
Yeah, and the bit when she was he's an idiot, but he's the only one here that doesn't hate himself, and it's kind of played for laughs, but then you can see the hurt when she's he's a fucking idiot. And then what makes it even more heartbreaking is when she's forget, and then he just forgets, but Nebula has seen it all and she knows. And she's fuck it, she's actually right. There's so many fucking layers to this idiot. He's just a giant idiot who kind of ruins a lot of their days every day, but he also loves them all. That's just who he is.
And he does fuck up the plan and he goes rogue and all this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, they couldn't be the Guardians without him.
Yeah, and Pom Clementine as well. She's outstanding in this role. Just so good as a character that came in the second one and is now we shouldn't have that connection with her as we did say maybe the first few in the first movie, but she's part of the team, and I love that dynamic between her and Drax, because they're both just idiots. Back and forth, but they're idiots, but they're both on separate ends of the scale of emotional intelligence as well.
Yeah, 100%. And they had the whole Christmas special together as well. So I buy that those two are just always kind of paired up together and are just fucking. They love each other, but they're sick of each other's shit at the same time.
Yeah. There's so many scenes that I want to get to. I'm going to mention one scene I didn't like, Sean.
Oh.
I'm going to say a negative part of all. But when I say negative, though, I mean, like, it didn't ruin anything. It's a fucking excellent movie. Go see it. But I didn't like the scene in the, the big base.
Yeah.
That's made of human flesh.
The flesh base, yeah.
When Drax gets shot twice and the music changes to be, like, dramatic. And it's kind of like, oh, he's going to die, but then everyone's still making jokes, and I'm kind of like, it's a weird vibe. I wouldn't have included the second shot. I would have just had him be shot once, because the second shot kind of implies he's definitely going to die.
It feels like it did feel like something was going to happen there. And then I do like how Quill diffuses it by being like he does tricks. He's like, let me in, I'll just talk to them, I'll speak from the heart. Then he's like, it was bullshit. Turns on all the jetpacks. That's funny.
Because Quill is so good. But yeah, I was okay with that. It was just when the music changed and Drax gets shot, you're like, oh, someone's going to die. Because for the rest of the movie, I'm 100% like, someone's going to die. Oh. But literally, that was the one scene where they did it, and I was like, gonna die? And then they're like, nah, it's only a joke. And I'm like, I feel like that was a weird vibe to set up and then not do anything.
Yeah, I feel that could have been like maybe audience screenings or something. Maybe interest dipped a little at that point, and so they just need to put in a little bit of fabricated tension to...
Actually, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think somebody should have died?
I think the movie is made in such a way that I wouldn't be unhappy if anyone had died in it. Does that make sense?
Specifically Quill,
dude, even if Rocket had died, I would have been okay. Like, if it turned out
saving all the raccoons, if he had died saving all the rest of them.
Yeah, see, the danger there is that you end up with like a baby Groot kind of ending where one of the raccoons sticks around with the Guardians and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, did I want someone to die? But I was fully prepared for someone to die.
I have a theory. And my theory is that I like the idea that Quill goes back and sees his granddad.
Yes.
I'm absolutely fine with that. But I also think that James Gunn probably did want to kill Quill.
Yes.
And I get the sense he probably wanted to kill someone else as well. But there may have been somebody in a boardroom somewhere that said, well, what about in 10 years we might want to do a reunion, and if you kill Quill, then we can't bring any Guardians back because he's the big draw.
Yeah.
We need the leader. And I mean, it could have been any of them, but maybe the idea was, I want to kill the team, and they're like, no, we want to keep the team together, because maybe not next year, maybe not the year after, but 10 years from now, we might want to cash in and maybe do another thing with them.
Yeah, and like 2026 Secret Wars is going to come out, and so they'll probably want the Guardians for that as well, to bring everyone back. Like, and also it says that it does the thing at the end. It's like the legendary Star-Lord will return. Now, the thing with that is, it doesn't say Peter Quill will return. It says Star-Lord. Could be a new mantle.
There was people complaining about the fact that he didn't use his jet boots and his face mask.
The face mask was destroyed in 2.
I thought it was as well.
That's why Yondu gives him the shield, and that's why Yondu dies. But then James Gunn had a tweet, and he was just like, yeah, but apparently he got a new one in Infinity War. They just, like, the Russos just didn't clock.
Right.
That it was destroyed.
Then, even worse so then is that I think James Gunn then said that he forgot it on this one, which...
Like, he had to leave in a hurry from nowhere was the excuse.
He had to leave in a hurry, I think, is the way they wrote around it. But I suppose, look, you have to have that drama that he wanted Adam Warlock to pop back up for the big save. I think it went on too long. I think his face became too big.
Honestly, the face... like morphing and exploding in the vacuum of space. First of all, that man is dead. And it was... Because at the start I was like, I thought he was going to jump and do the cool move and nearly fly over, hit the debris. I thought we were going to see Quill die. He was going to realise that he was going to die. And then have the Zune in his hand and throw it to Rocket. I thought that was going to be the send-off for Quill. Then once his face started exploding, I was like, oh no, he's definitely not dying now. They're not sending... Like, the complete opposite to the heroic Tony Stark fucking death.
Like, yeah, it was so weird. I think you just don't have the face expansion, and that scene is better.
I don't mind it. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it takes away from the movie. It's just when I knew they weren't going to kill him.
But also his face goes back to regular size, and I'm like, how does that work? But then you can get around that by saying his dad is literally like a god. So I suppose
all of that got burned out of him at the end of 2.
Oh, he's a human.
Yeah, he's pure human. It burned out all the celestial energy from him because ego was destroyed. He dead. He's fully dead.
He's fully dead.
I don't know how to. Look, it's a thing.
That was one of those where I was like, I understand you want to have the granddad scene, but I also understand that you can't have that scene and the granddad scene. Really, I think you got to pick one or the other. What happens? Either his face doesn't expand. You show Groot's all of his arm freezing. That's fine. Keep that in.
Yeah.
But then just have Adam Warlock come in 20 seconds earlier, just as he's just dying. Warlock picks him up and gets him back to the base.
Yeah, 100%. And like it doesn't really change anything, but it's me and you were just nitpicking. This is the smallest flaw we can find. Like I look, a couple of just weird off the cuff things that I really liked. I like how they flew nowhere into battle and fired a big laser out of its eye. I thought that was really cool. Kraglin and Cosmo is such a nice pairing. I think that's really funny.
I think the goodbye joke went on for maybe one extra joke too many, but I like the joke.
I think it's because we know where it's going. Like it's Chekhov's bad dog. If there's a bad dog at the start, there's going to be a good dog.
There was 4 mentions of it though, and I was like, James, tree is the rule.
No, comedy comes in trees, but hilarity comes in 4s.
Any more offshoots?
Any more just weird offshoot things that I liked? I like Nathan Fillion in this. I think he's having a fun time with it.
I love Nathan Fillion in everything.
You ever watch Castle?
I have.
It's real good.
Fantastic hair the man has. You got to respect that hair.
For that age of a man, that level of hair. Unprecedented.
Unprecedented. I love the bit when he's like, I got one of them.
Yeah.
He's a fucking idiot. I fucking hate this
I know
guy.
it comes up later on again. There's anyone he talks to, he's like, I fucking hate this fucker.
I hate that guy. He's the worst. Okay, so do you want to talk about the big scenes that we loved? There's some slight negatives, but we also love the movie, so it's tough to say like everything is terrible. I don't know if the people have come here for controversy. I don't know if they'll find it. Sean, what scenes did you really love?
I like the bit where they go to the meeting with the High Evolutionary and Quill and Groot, who I fully buy as kind of brothers in arms at this point. Not my favourite Groot design, but it's growing on me. And then it changes wildly at the end.
You know what? I liked it.
I got into it once I saw it, because he's the bruiser now, because he was raised by the fucking Guardians. But I like how they just fucking massacre an entire room of people. I think it's excellent.
It doesn't happen twice. Once it's like, kill everyone? Yeah, we kill everyone. And then the High Evolutionary comes in and is like, alright, hang on. And then afterwards, the second time, Peter's like, kill everyone. Here we go. Yeah, kill everyone in the room. Throw the grenade. Fuck them.
Let's talk about what we all love in a Marvel project. A hallway fight, Connor.
This is the best hallway fight.
It's top Daredevil for best hallway fight.
I think this is... Yeah, I think this is the best one. And also, I got annoyed watching it though. And the reason why I got annoyed watching it is because I now have to watch this another 7 times done worse in the next 7 projects.
Yep. Absolutely going to happen.
Because everyone's going to be like, that's a good one. I was like, that is the best hallway fight I've seen. But when Daredevil came out, the next 7 things all had to have a fucking hallway fight, but none of them could do it like he did it.
Do you remember after Avengers came out and everything had a fucking rotating shot of all the heroes just doing little poses?
But none of them will be as good as this.
It's never as good as the first time you see it.
And the reason why this is good is because you even watch the people fighting. They're fighting specific with each style.
Yeah.
And that's done because the directors had at least 6 movies or 5 movies with these people at a Christmas special. And like, they know exactly what every character would do in a certain situation. Like, Gamora's going around with the sword. Drax is just ripping people apart, throwing blades. Groot is like putting his branches through things and then like spreading them out to explode them.
Yeah.
Rocket is just hopping around. My favourite bit was Quill putting the 3 bombs on the guys.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what is he doing? And then he rolls up and he just presses the button and the 3 of them just to get electrocuted. Like, it's just fucking perfect.
It's so good. Like, it's how they fight. I can't express. And if I was watching it, because like the way I was watching it was like, if you know the Star Wars throne room fight, where if you look at individual guys, they're just kind of stabbing at nothing and doing little choreographed moves.
I know about it, John? I reviewed it on our Patreon recently.
Good plug. And then in this one, now I've only seen it once in the cinema, but everyone is doing something in the background. Like, it's fluid and you buy that it's happening. You know. Also,
I mean, you have the song No Sleep Till Brooklyn being played. Once that kicks in and they start doing the fucking hero walk shot and then they open it up to the hallway, you're just like, this is going to be fucking fantastic and I can't wait.
The soundtrack in this is real fucking good.
I mean, I like how stuff that we're not mentioning, like soundtrack, comedy, fucking hilarious, soundtrack. Like, not every joke is going to land, that's absolutely fine, but a lot of them do. And I think with any comedy, if you get like a 70% hit rate, you take that all day.
Yeah. Like, and I think James Gunn, he's just answering people's questions on Twitter as well. So it's the Zune. Yondu found that full of music and then he deleted the ones that he thought Peter wouldn't like.
Oh.
That's
because he may have been your dad, but he wasn't your daddy. No way. He might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
That's it. That's the one.
I think this movie has so many fucking great qualities. The music.
Don't watch
music
this
by John
movie.
Murphy, by the way. He also did it as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Murphy. Probably an Irish man somewhere along the way, so we got to give him a shout out.
They all are eventually. Yeah. Don't watch this movie if you're not cool with depictions of animal abuse as well, I will say. Some of it's quite grim in that regard.
That might lead into my next point of the VFX in this movie are fucking fantastic.
Who knew Marvel could do good VFX? Like,
who knew?
It's been years.
Who have seen all of the other movies.
See, here's the thing, is that you need to treat every VFX project like it's James Gunn's VFX project. Okay?
Because there's not one moment in this movie where it takes you out. And this is set in literal space, in spaceships. And every review we've done of every Marvel movie so far, Sean, for like the last 2 years, I've said to you, it's taken me out. And I always refer back to the opening scene of Doctor Strange when him and America Chavez are jumping along.
Weird
I was like, that
realm.
looks so bad. And it's not on the VFX people. They were probably given like a day to do it.
Yeah.
Like beaten with whips when they didn't do it fast enough. And they probably didn't get paid either. Fucking bastards. But this is so fucking good. It's so amazing.
Like,
there's a raccoon that's not actually there. And when you say there's animal cruelty, there isn't actually animal, but they're so real looking that you're like,
oh no. But then, it feels like it's the new bar, to measure against. Because every project up until now has had one VFX shot at least that's been just fucking memed into oblivion. Like the kid's face in Thor Love and Thunder.
Can you think of any shot in any Guardians movie though?
That's a poor VFX shot.
Yeah.
No, I cannot. I can think of a movie where the Guardians are in it where the VFX is poor.
Doesn't count.
Count.
James Gunn wasn't leading that VFX team.
That's true. Well then, no, the Guardians have only had solid VFX the entire time.
Because, I mean, that tree and raccoon are there, but they are there. Like they're
in the world.
They're fully there.
Yeah. Everything is just so, like, even this, like, the stuff in Nowhere, like, the Nowhere is a set, I'm pretty sure, like, it's an actual built set, but, like, everything in this feels like a real place, which is fucking bare minimum you would hope for. But
I think we're complimenting the fact that it looks real.
Jesus, it has picture and sound, boys.
Lads, what are you talking about? You built a few sets, did you?
Jesus, lads, look at James. That was a load of money these days.
James, good. We shouldn't understate it because, like, nobody else is doing it. So, James, fucking well done. I actually recently watched The Suicide Squad. I think it was like last week, the week before, and fucking amazing. Still holds up. Still excellent.
Of course,
and all those sets look real, like real good. And like, I think that I always think of that camp base, you know, when Peacemaker and Bloodsport are like butchering the whole village. Like, if we're going to talk about if it's Thor, Love and Thunder or Doctor Strange or something, they're making one little hut and then putting the green screen in the background and calling it a day.
They're getting that big screen they use for The Mandalorian and putting a forest on it.
That's it. I could not think enough about when you mentioned animal cruelty. I was like, but no animals were literally hard, but the animals are so realistic that you have to actually mention that there are some disturbing scenes for the fake animals.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, like, and it's important it's not unnecessary. It's just I don't know. If you're on the fence and if you listened this far to a movie you haven't seen, maybe just to keep that in mind. But again, a man's face gets clawed off, and I think that looks fucking rad.
To be fair, though, he is Hitler, so you kind of have to figure that in.
Brings me up to my next point. That the way he looks with his face all clawed off and shit and bloody, that's how I want a Red Skull to look if they ever do him again.
True. But there's no way they're going to show that for a full movie.
Not at all. They'll get the one in the smoky robe that they have in Infinity War.
I have another thing I love.
Go for it.
And I don't know if people like this, but I love Quill and Gamora in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I think Quill would be absolutely heartbroken. And he is absolutely heartbroken because imagine you were with someone for years and then they died, and then obviously a clone comes back and looks like them but doesn't remember you, or like it's one of those things where like someone gets into an accident and they have amnesia, they can't remember their partner or whatever. Like,
it's insane.
It would fuck with your brain so much.
But the way that they like build a new relationship that's different from their other one, like their little send off at the end. Where Gamora is just like, I bet we were fun. So you have no idea. It's like, fuck!
I'm gonna cry again!
Dude, I cried so much at this movie. Like,
and you know what topped it off? The cherry on that fucking cake was when Gamora went back to the Ravagers and they all gave her a hug and she was so happy because it's a different person who's had a different experience.
Like, and she's forged her own relationships and life now.
She's not just aggressive. She's not just a character. She's three-dimensional. She just grew up with the Ravagers rather than with the Guardians.
Absolutely insane how it happened. But I somehow love both versions of Gamora equally. Like,
I love original version more, but this was like such a strong way.
Interesting.
The ending with like, I bet we were fun is the best line they could have finished it on.
Yeah.
And you just see Peter's face. There's just that moment. Like, Chris Pratt, as I said, I think he's like outstanding in this film. Just like when they talk about, you can see all the sadness in his face whenever she's talking to him. Yeah. He's just heartbroken because it's like, it's got their face and their voice and their body, but it's not them.
Also, just on Chris Pratt acting, when he's fucking resuscitating Rocket, just refusing to let that fucker die.
Because they're brothers.
Chris Pratt can act, but only a Star-Lord, apparently.
Apparently. Because like in every other movie, I'm like, oh, that's just Chris Pratt. But in these movies, I'm like, I would die for that man.
Yeah.
He's so good.
It's outstanding. And the dance party to Dog Days Are Over. at the end. Like, so good. Nebula dances and she doesn't dance. That's a whole thing. Drax
I thought
dances.
it was a bit cheesy. I thought it was Shrek 2 levels.
Man, I love that kind of shit. That does it for me. What it does it for me even more is the new Guardians that they have set up at the end. When they play Come and Get Your Love. When they run out. It's dumb as fuck, but I love it.
And also when Quill goes back to visit his granddad and he's on the walls. There's pictures of him on the walls. And man.
He never forgot him.
He never forgot him. And you're just like, he never forgot.
Oh, Christ alive.
Oh, there's so many good things. Like, so many good lines. I love, as I think you've already mentioned it, but like Quill with the lady on, I don't know what the name of that base is. I know the name of the company. The company is Orgocorp.
Yes.
But I don't know what their base is called. It probably has a specific name. But you went Quill with that lady there, and he's like, I'm going to charm her. And Gamora's just like, I'm going to kill everyone in this room. And the two of them are just having arguments of just being like, old Gamora wouldn't do that. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And there's that big elevator scene where he explains everything to this strange woman. And at the end of it, she just kind of looks at Nebula. Nebula's like, he left out a few bits, but that is literally what happened. He's an absolutely broken man, to be honest.
Yeah, like the little summary there of just everything that's... And I like how he acknowledges, no, I nearly destroyed half the universe by myself because I got mad.
And he's like full on, nearly in tears constantly whenever he tells the story.
He's just... And, I don't know, man. It's so refreshing to see consistently written characters with consistently good VFX in a Marvel project.
Seems like a good idea. I would do that in every movie.
Just make good movies, is what you would say.
I would say write consistent movies, good movies. Maybe have an idea of where you want to go in the next movie. Maybe a trilogy if you were to do it, and then maybe pay a lot of very talented people in VFX to do really, really good VFX, and I think it might do a good movie. And
pay your VFX artists, pay your writers, pay everyone involved with the production of the film.
I will give a shout out to I love James Gunn talking about all the behind the scenes stuff. Like he's done a lot of interviews this week, and he's constantly, people are like, you're a director now, but you're like, how'd you run this whole company or this whole movie? And he's like, I kind of run it, but to be honest with you, like, I have final say, but like, you've got director of photography, you got costume designers, all those people are absolutely killing it. Like, without them, the movie's completely different.
100%. It's called the Orgosphere, is the headquarters.
Orgosphere.
Has
that great scene with the radio when they all
real good
are jumping out, and it's just like blue means yellow, yellow means green, green means, and it's just like it's so dumb.
Yeah, but you've definitely worked places where that kind of logic applies.
But there's another scene where Quill is just so fucking good. Like, you can see so much hurt in fucking Chris Pratt's eyes. He's wearing a space helmet and he's just like, I think we could be something. I know you don't want that. I know you're not her, but I think we could be something. And then it's just like, it's the joke of everyone's listened to it or whatever. Yeah. But for those 60 seconds where he's talking, you're just like, give him a hug. Yeah. He's lost everyone who's ever meant anything to him.
Also, this movie has gotten... there's no scene in this movie where someone goes, he's behind me, isn't he? Which is just always a win. Always a win in my book. Also, how do you feel? Sorry, very cool scene. They jump out of a fucking window and Groot becomes a hang glider. How do you feel about this, Connor? Because I think it's rad as hell.
I think it's rad as hell as well. And
like, he's interrogating this dude and he doesn't kill him. He plows him into a field.
Well, the other dude was a Nazi, though.
Oh, no.
To be fair.
I would do the same thing, given the chance.
If you see a Nazi, push them out a window, is my advice.
But also, like, the ship is coming towards him, and it's just got, like, how desperately Quill wants to save Rocket. The ship, the boy, is coming towards him. Yeah. And he's still digging the chip out of this dude's head. It's like he's not missing it for anything.
And then what makes that is, like, later on when Nebula and that ring and they're just like, we're coming to save you.
Yeah.
It's like, I made it out with like this my spectacular plan. I don't know what you're talking about. You know I always make it out last minute. Spectacular plan.
Also, the Groot a bit at the end where they're all breaking up and they're like going their separate ways. First of all, heartbreaking. And second of all, Groot, when Groot says, I love you guys, that's...
Yeah.
He doesn't... Like, that is us as the audience understanding Groot for the first
because
time.
we've spent so much time with our family. We're like Gamora.
A little fucking dumb CGI stupid raccoon singing Creep at the start.
Little dumb CGI raccoon.
Dumb idiot character I shouldn't give a shit about.
None of these animals are real, but fuck me, when those raccoons start crawling all over him and he reads that he's actually a raccoon and then he finds out his identity.
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
It's that way to keep your man alive at the end. If mowed through hundreds of people at that point, just let him die. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's an odd one. It is an odd one, but...
I'm gonna avoid the emotional stuff, Sean, because I mean, like, everyone knows this movie's fucking fantastic.
100%.
The moment that made me laugh, because I hadn't seen the trailers and now I have, is the bit when Drax throws that basketball at the little girl.
Yeah, great.
Very funny. But what's not shown in the trailers is the scene after it when they're just like, Groot, go full kaiju. and he grows big and just goes, and all the people just start running. I'm just like, this is so dumb but so funny.
The new Groot design at the end is pretty cool as well, where he's an even bigger, wider tree.
And he's just like a boulder, and it's just like, Groot, wake up, and he just like powers up because he's full in like maturity and he's like in prime condition.
He's massive. What else is good? Kraglin with the arrow, he gets a little arc learning to control it. That's really nice and fun. Michael Rooker shows up and gets that paycheck for one day.
Rooker's never not getting a James Gunn paycheck. You know that about Rooker.
Has to happen.
Yeah.
And what else
Drax
is good?
lying down on the couch.
Yeah.
That's a good gag.
Good bit. First F-bomb first fuck in the MCU after Eternals, am I right, guys?
I don't know. Am I right, guys? Guys,
come on.
I think it's actually perfect in that place as well because it's so unneeded but also very funny.
Yeah, apparently the Russos had one in Infinity War, but they didn't want to use it. They didn't want to be the first person to say fuck in the MCU. Kevin Feige said this to James Gunn, and James Gunn was like, if you think you're talking me out of it by saying that, you're entirely wrong.
I mean, like, to go back to the Suicide Squad, there's an F-bomb every second sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bit at the start when they're just like, when Bloodsport's like, we're all gonna die. And Polka Dot Man is like, I certainly hope so. And then Bloodsport just goes, oh, fuck it.
Fuck this. Just so weary.
And so, like, he was the perfect man to do it. And also, it's a great scene. He's like, open the fucking door. And then she opens it and he can't start the car because you're just like, I was 8 when I left her.
I never learned.
I don't know how to drive.
It's so good. I honestly, I don't know how many more times I can say, oh, it's so good in this whole report, because
the very star of it is when Rocket Raccoon is a baby and he gets thrown into the cage and he just goes, hurts. And that's all he says because he doesn't know any more words and he's crying.
His first experience, his first sentient thought is pain. I mean, what do you want from me, guys?
And then when he says sky and he's going to be a rocket. Oh, lads.
Jesus.
Oh, lads. Yeah, I like the bit where, I don't know if you mentioned it, but yeah, Quill, when he's just like, he tricks and he's just like, I need this microphone so I can talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And tell, because you're just like, that's a great character moment because that doesn't work if we don't know him. And at the moment, he's that emotionally unstable that you're kind of like, you believe that that's what he's going to try and do.
But that's the first time this Gamora properly respects him, is when he tricks this woman. Like,
yeah, because he's up until that point, he's like, stop killing people, stop being fucking terrible.
Up until that point, he's not really Peter Quill. Like,
no, actually, that's a very good point.
Certainly not Star-Lord in that moment.
But I think he's even more not Star-Lord because Gamora's there. So he's going extra far the other way to kind of prove a point. To be like, you're a killer. The old Gamora wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but the old Quill definitely would have as well.
But like, if old Gamora was there, he would have done that plan like 10 minutes before that. He would have been up to even worse shit.
Yeah, 100%. It would have been a worse plan, but he would have done it.
Yeah, of course he would have. But she would have just rolled her eyes and got along with it, because it's just like, yeah, he's kind of charming. That's just the way he is. He's dumb, but he'll get the job done.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Where do you think the Guardians are going from here? Like,
nowhere.
Do you think...
that place doesn't exist.
Do you think we just don't hear from them again until
I hope we never hear from them again.
You would be happy with that?
I mean, there's no way that's going to happen. But if I was to do it, I would go, just bang out these 3 movies, kill it. Absolutely. I rewatched number 2. It's actually a lot better than we all gave it credit for, I think. It's an excellent movie.
Oh, it's solid.
It's just because number 1 is 10 out of 10. It's like, what can you do with that?
Where do you go from there?
So number 2 was like 9 or 8 out of 10. Everyone's like, shit. I was like, yeah, what can you do? So this one, I think, is back to 10 out of 10. If we want to do ratings on it, like, I think, again, as a trilogy, there's no weakness.
This is my favourite one. This is the one that's the most a movie to me. Like, there's the most... This is the one that is the most for me, that somehow still works. And
I think this one is the most because we have the other 2. It's actually the perfect third movie because it plays off everything you know about all of these characters and what they've been through up until this point. So it's very emotional, but we also care about all of them.
Yeah, and you've had all the legwork.
So when they care about each other, we also care about how they care about each other because we care about them. We're just like, we want them to be okay because we've seen you at your absolute worst. Like, we were there at number 1 when you all hated each other and the battles you've been through since then. Like, I love Nebula and Rocket being best friends because they were the only 2 left. And Rocket, to add another layer to it, he'd already lost all of his friends before.
Everyone.
He'd lost everyone he'd ever met, and then he lost them all again after he made all friends. So of course him and Nebula would be best friends.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they be?
Oh man, the fact that Rocket never stops as well. He just... After everything he lost, he keeps going. Again, dumb, stupid, idiot, fictional raccoon.
Stupid raccoon.
He never... He can, that's why him and Thor, I think, worked well in Infinity War.
Well, old Thor, yeah.
Old Thor, yeah. Rocket had already lost everything. So he was the one who told Thor, like, listen, take a minute.
Yeah,
and
it's fucked.
Yeah, it's shit. It's awful. There's a job to do, but you need to be in the right headspace to do it. And
I love the scene when him and Lila meet back up, and he's like, I want to see the sky with you guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, not yet. You gotta go back. Like, man, it can't just be that easy. You have another family.
Part of me would have been okay if he died right there. I'll be honest.
I think so too. But you know what? That's a great sign.
Yeah.
It's a great sign if you were like, if there wasn't a moment where we were like, he's coming back. Like, he's clearly alive.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm okay if he dies here. I think as a character, we love that character because he's so flawed. But he's flawed for a reason.
Yeah, and he turns back to save all the animals, and he tells Quill we gotta save everyone. And Quill fucking does it. He doesn't complain. He doesn't try and argue it. He knows it's important. Oh man, what a movie! More like this.
And then they all have the big team up at the end. High Evolutionary getting fucked up by all of them one by one.
Just wailing on this dude. So good.
Oh lads. Oh man, I think we've kind of covered everything, but I don't know if anyone knows, but we think this movie's okay.
I think it's really good. I hope the Marvels is as good when that comes out.
I'm really looking forward to the Marvels. I think I just like Kamala Khan.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of Kamala Khan.
Because I think she's the best character. Like, she would be this version like Peter Quill. I think that character you can do a lot of stuff with. Or Rocket. Like, really, really funny and can really add to a scene. Whatever scene they're in, they will just add to it by their characterization if the script is right.
100%, yeah. Like, they know what that character is and just put that character in the situation and it will come naturally.
And
Well,
also, this movie has the best villain in
in
all
the
of
entire
Marvel.
MCU. Better than Thanos.
You think he's better than Thanos? I don't think Thanos would have killed a buddy.
No. Like, Thanos is the biggest threat, but the High Evolutionary is the best villain, if that makes sense.
Because Thanos would have wiped out half of the raccoons, but he wouldn't have outright tried to kill the raccoons, if that makes sense. He wouldn't have experimented on them. He would have just wiped out half of them.
Like, in a perfect world, he wouldn't have made them feel pain.
Yes, he would have just made them disappear.
Yeah.
And that would have been okay because he wanted balance. Whereas the High Evolutionary is just evil. And he just wants to cause problems. I seen a great review from two guys on YouTube that they were just like, every time he was on screen, they were standing up in the cinema. They were trying to fight him.
Just ready to go, just bristling.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was doing as well.
I think if you have a villain that every time he's on screen, you're just like, stop doing stuff. Just stop being a dick and just be nice. I think you've killed it. I think, and also the fact that he's no sob story. He's got no.
He's just a dickhead. He's just a cunt.
Sometimes people are just dick. We've all worked with people.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just dickheads.
Some people are just terrible sometimes.
Maybe not as terrible as him, but pretty bad.
People are.
Yeah, some people are. Sean, do you want to give it a Weetabix rating of some kind?
18 out of 2. I've had a very good time.
I had a lovely time. This has really cheered me up. This movie made me cry multiple times, but also cheered me up.
Yeah.
I think that's a good sign.
And I will watch it again. I guarantee that.
I've seen it twice already, and I will probably watch it a third time.
It's very good.
Just the two lines that always get me is the bit when Pom Clementine is like, "Rocket, we're glad you're alive," and I bet we were fun. Just two killer lines.
Don't know how you managed to do it, James, but by God, you've done it again.
Just
very excited for Superman. Can't wait for Superman, let me tell you.
It's mad that people doubted that James Gunn would be good.
Yeah.
I love that this movie is so good because all the people are like, oh, he's fucking washed up, he's done. Like, he goes across. I don't know what Superman's going to be like, but I know that I trust James Gunn and I think he's a very talented human being. And if he's writing and directing it, I mean, it might be pretty good. It's
probably going to be better than most other Superman projects we've seen.
Can't be any worse than Superman Returns.
Can't be worse than Superman Returns, which I maintain is fine.
It's got a great Superman casting, but also Kevin Spacey. We're getting off point, right? But if you like the review, we've got loads of reviews over on the Patreon that we reviewed loads of movies. We have monthly movies or movie monthlies coming out at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Where we will act like we're not going to talk about this movie, but
we've covered
this is
it
the
now.
Review of it here.
Yeah, we'll refer you to this one, and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to know how we feel about it. How did you feel about it? Please send us in. We have Detective Diverman's discussion group. That is our Facebook group. We also have a Twitter and Instagram. We have a Patreon. We have a TikTok. If you want to head over to any of them, maybe give us your thoughts on any of this, because we'd love to hear what you think. I've had multiple people message us on Instagram telling us that they cried multiple times.
Good.
And I completely agree.
Oh, wow. Imagine crying at Marvel. Cringe. No, I cried all the it's... Oh, man.
That dumb CGI raccoon.
Stupid, dumb, idiot raccoon and his tree dickhead of a friend. Oh, my God.
Oh, floor and teeth. Fuck off, mate.
Oh,
Nobody
Christ.
makes me feel my own feelings.
I won't cry my own tears.
I think that's it for this Movie Monday, Sean.
I think so too. I have been Connor Lawler.
I have been Sean Bean.
There we go.
And we shall see you all at the next Movie Monthlies, and also Weird News and Hero Zero this week.
Everything. We do so many shows. Watch them, listen to them.
Bye, guys.
Bye.